So okay, in the interest of time, we're gonna move to Siyazama. And guys, Siyazama is the part of the podcast where, if you have a point of order, if there's any question that you'd like to ask us, to ask the 6 Foot Weights community, and discuss and give our 2 cents, feel free to hit us up. The DMs are open. Follow the podcast on Twitter. What is it supposed to? Yeah, follow the podcast on Twitter. 6 Foot Weights, 6 the number, FT Weights. And then that's on Twitter, and then same handle for @gmail.com. If you want to send us an email, if you're not a social media person or you're just not a Twitter person, shoot us an email, come through, hit us up, and we'll be more than happy to discuss and have a good time with it, and hopefully you get a bit of knowledge from it all. Mr. Moy, do you want to hit us with the first Siyazama?
Okay, let me just...
I think we have 3 today.
Yeah, we have 3 today. Let me get this one open. Sorry, I just need to open my Twitter. Okay, so this one came in through our DMs from Anonymous. Hey guys, love the podcast. Been listening to a few weeks now, and you have a new fan in me. Oh, we thank you so much, Anonymous.
Hey,
we appreciate
shout out.
So my issue is this. I've been dating a guy for 8 years, and it's long distance. He's in Zim, and I am overseas. Hey, guys. ZANU-PF. Blame ZANU-PF. Honestly, all these long distance relationships because of ZANU-PF. Anyways, we continue. We started dating when I was in high school. Then I moved away for uni. Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get him to move over because I have a good job. I'm settled, and I think it would make sense financially. He is anti-moving, and I'm now tired of the distance and have made that known the last few months. He has now suggested that we continue to date, but should start going on dates with other people to fill the gap. I feel like he is doing this as a way to try end things without taking responsibility for the breakup. I don't know what to think. Am I beating a dead horse, guys? Help a girl out. LOL. Mr. Maps, you're up. Hey, what a difficult.
Yeah, no, it's tough, this one. I think, to be honest, which I guess why she asked that question, I think there's a couple red flags here. I think red flag number 1 is obviously the distance and how long. Wait, did she mention how long it's been? They've been doing long distance.
Well, so I assume
8 years.
Hold on. So
the relationship has been.
The relationship has been since high school. So I don't think she mentioned how long it's been. Hey.
Okay, so if we do the maths, right? She did uni abroad, and then she now has a job. So minimum 4 years.
Oh no, 8 years. Sorry, yes, it is 8 years. You're right. Sorry, it's there.
8 years long distance or full relationship?
8 years and it's long. So I think they started dating in high school. So the 8 years is probably inclusive of high school.
So let's say 5 years long distance, right? Because if you say bachelor's plus she has a good job, let's minimum 5 years for that, right? Because she left because of uni. So half the relationship has now been long distance, and I think, definitely having been in a very, very similar situation where you date in high school and then people go in 2 different directions. I think I said this a few weeks ago. It's that is dangerous. In the sense that you're growing, you're getting to know yourself. Same thing for him, and it's like, you guys, just because life is what it is, you guys are both changing. You guys are both growing, and you're having 2 very, very different experiences. He's having the Zim experience, you're having the overseas experience, and priorities are changing. So yeah, something like this where I would tend to agree with her in the sense that I guess this is like the soft landing to a breakup, because what are we doing? Seeing other people, like, you know what I mean? Now you're turning it into one step away from, let's say it's just you get to see other people, but like, do you get to smash other people too? Like, where is the line being drawn? And again, it doesn't make sense if you're going to see other people, if you're already in the business of smashing. It's like you're not gonna be like, oh, but I have a boyfriend. Like if I met you and you're like, yeah, but my boyfriend is in Zim. This is food, fam. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things where I don't know. I don't see it ending positively. So I would say to the good sister, cut your losses, fam, and
move
on to the next page.
I agree with you. I actually think if usually people start saying things like let's see other people when they're already seeing other people. Which obviously it may not be true. Like it's just one of those things where I think people usually say that stuff when they've already gotten the process up and running on their end.
Yeah.
And this is now just a formality. It's more to inform you.
Man already has a lineup. When niggas do shit like this,
maybe we should have an open relationship, or when he all of a sudden say your husband comes home and says "Sengfun is temp." It's not like he randomly thought I sang for you. No, he's like I've found
the person's already
someone.
There. They're already looking, eyeing someone at the very least.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
So I agree with you, and I'll go as far as saying, this. We've spoken about long distance relationships before on this podcast, and my take on them is they're not real relationships, unfortunately. It's pretend relationships. Yeah, you're playing games until, which is fine if they have like an end date, like if there's an end goal and.
It's inky pinky bonk.
Now, the fact that this guy is reluctant to leave Zim, first of all, should tell you something about his ambition.
Maybe he's got a tender.
If he's got a tender and he's making good money, but she says she has a good job where she is, and I assume she's willing to support them wherever she is overseas. And if he's not willing, and maybe he's chilling, I'm not sure if he's just chilling or if he's working. If he's just chilling, then he's got no ambition. You don't need someone on your ambition in your life, and especially if he doesn't have ambition to come and at least be with you. But if he's working and he's got his own gig, maybe it may be time to accept what you guys are going in different directions. And like we said,
but maybe the nigga just doesn't want to be taken care of by a hunt, and he's just like, nah, I don't want to come unless I've got a job secured,
So you think there may be
that type of nigga
element
that wants
of
to be having you pay my bills,
patriarchy, and being awkward with being supported by a woman.
Yeah, patriarchy, masculinity. I wouldn't put it past someone to think in that way.
We should put that down as a topic to talk about in the future. But I'm just of the view, Witty. If guys start talking like this, usually it means they are eyeing someone or they found someone. Maybe just do some quick maths. And literally, a lot of high school relationships don't work out. You're different. Nope. I'm a different person to when I was 9 years ago when I was in upper six. It's been a while. And I have grown. I'm not the same guy. I don't have the same interests. My tastes have changed. Even in women, they have changed.
Sometimes you just gotta run through a couple people, man. It's just sometimes you just run through them hoes. I mean, you have that phase, and be like, right, okay, I've surveyed the landscape, and this is where I need to be. Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, man. I think, in this situation, I guess the conclusion is just kind of, chief, you're in a toughie, and the consensus is cut your losses, because if you're the one fighting for the item and you're already being gently escorted in the direction of, let's have a throuple or whatever type of situation, with like there's other people in each other's lives,
open relationship, don't guys. I
think that's like a guilt-free way of trying to smash other hearts. If she agrees, then I can ravaza all of these items, and she co-signed it. So like, what I mean? Like, it's just kind of, it's a clean way of getting away with it, which I don't think that's really what she's signing up for and wanted in the first place. So it's like, nah, if that's what he wants, then okay. You can't fault him for wanting what he wants. But also, he can't fault you for saying, you know what? This is not what I'm looking for. And, you know.
The worst thing is confronting a failing relationship. That's the most difficult thing to do.
Yeah, no, that's... When you see those red flags and it's just like, oh, man, I know what I need to do, but, you know, I don't have the strength to do it.
Especially people that are conflict averse, that don't like fighting and don't like drama.
Yeah.
They find it the most difficult to then come up to someone whom they love to say, Ish, listen, bro, I think me and you are paths. We've run our race so palely.
Especially, you know, like what? 8 years.
It's a long time.
It's a long time, bro. It's a lot. What was 8 years ago to now, bro? Like, I don't even
First year varsity for me.
You know. Yo, bro. Like, that's 2013. Yeah, first year varsity. I barely remember. Okay, I do remember freshman year quite well, but like, it's as long. As long. Being with someone from freshman year all the way until today, dude. You know what I mean? Like, think about how many hands you've been with. That's bad. Not with how many different people. I've been to this story. How many people you've interacted?
Doesn't make it better, bro.
So it's like, you know, like it's a lot, and there's been so much growth.
Yeah,
you know, especially a lot since these have been our formative years in terms of transitioning from high school to uni to professional life.
Yeah,
it's been so much that we've learned, you know. And it's tough. It's tough to then, you know. I'm sure the guy, he was emotional support. There was a lot of good things that he did, you know, during the relationship. And to now then turn your back and be like, all right, you know what, deuces, this is not working. You know, there's very few people that have the strength to make the right decision.
It might be hard for him too.
Yeah. I mean, if you're suggesting this, then the man's checked out, bro. Like,
unless he just wants to keep her
have the liver
there as like for support, and maybe she supports financially or whatever, and you know, because people can be selfish like that, where they want you there but they still want life.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he likes everything that's there emotionally, and you have that relationship. But it's like, yo, I can't be in a situation where I'm not getting Izintozami. You know what I mean? Because you're far away.
Yeah.
You know, maybe who knows? But anyway. I hope we answer that question to fully, rather. What's the second Siyazama?
So the second one came from another gent who came into our 6 Foot Weights DMs. Obviously, his name is Anonymous. Hello, hi. Hello, Sawubona. Don't know if the questions I'm about to ask would be for Siyazama or not. Anyways, here it goes. Umbuzo Qala. First question. Say you started chatting to a girl your age and you learned that she is a virgin. Do men find that intimidating? Mr. Maps, if you found out someone was a virgin, would you be intimidated?
Firstly, I don't think that was a gent. I don't think it's a gent. But anyway, either way, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Wasn't a gent. Oh, okay, no, shame. I'm getting this from a screenshot.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yes,
my apologies.
It's chilled. Is it intimidating? My answer is no. I actually think it's the opposite. I think it's depending on where you are in your life, it's more sort of a turn-off.
Actually,
you know, where you're like, bruh, this thing is long. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like it's this. You already see this as this is that small cap stock where you're like, you know, me, I'm looking for something that, you know, the returns will be here, bro. I mean, I'm not in this, you know, be in the market for 10 years until I start to see some returns type of, you know, mission. Like, I think that would be more of my attitude, where I'm just like, nah, bro. So like, maybe at some point I'll appreciate.
I have a friend who no, like legit. I won't mention his name, but one of my very close friends once started hanging out with a girl, and he found out that she was a virgin. I remember us talking about it actually, and he then broke it off with her after that because he didn't want the emotional attachment that would come from her first sexual experience.
Okay.
For him, that was
Fair
like, dude, I don't want to be that guy that you now are attached to in that way. Because I'm not sure if that's a thing. We should actually have a woman, come explain if that's like a thing for them. But I think a lot of girls are raised to witty, oh, you'll have sex with your husband.
You'll never forget your first.
Not that you never forget your first, but preserve your first time for it to be with someone you're going to marry or someone you're going to be with as a boyfriend.
But everyone gets that chance, not just women.
No, but I think for women it's a bit more. I think it's knocked into them a bit more. Because no one cares about losing your virginity as a guy. In fact, the whole chat about virginity being lost is weird.
I have a lot of African parents who would beg to differ.
I don't think.
I mean, obviously, if your parents found out that you were smashing, they wouldn't lose themselves. You know what I mean? They wouldn't lose their mind. Like, senami, so you know what I mean? But like, it would be one lecture and like they move on with life. You know what I mean? It's just one. I think that would be the reaction. Whereas if a hun goes, "Hey, mom and dad, I'm having sex," then yes, I think they would lose their minds. I think because obviously the risk is much higher for a girl because she's the one that gets pregnant. Right, whereas for a guy, the liability is slightly less, in the sense that I think most parents, especially African parents, would 100% sign up for a son coming to say, "Mom, Uzwani got pregnant," than a daughter coming home to say, "Mom, I am pregnant." I think that's where the fear and why they would knock it harder into women. I think that's where
it is a bit more difficult. There's a lot more because I think women are generally viewed as primary caregivers. So in most instances, you're the one who go through the pregnancy. Even though a guy can support and he'll be forced to contribute financially, he's not going through that entire burden. But in any event, to answer the question, there are certain guys who run from that sort of experience because they just don't want it to be like emotionally invested. Shall I put it that way? Or they don't want to be emotionally invested.
I personally, I don't see it. I just personally look at this as like it's just gonna take too much effort, and it's like you don't want to rush someone. You know what I mean? I'd feel guilty from that. Like I wouldn't want to be in a position where someone feels like, oh, I need to give it up to Tabo, and they, God forbid, it's like they didn't want to, and then it's like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what I mean? Like that's where
that
I would
adds
look at
to all the factors that I mentioned. It's in addition to all of that responsibility that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that is that way I would look at it. We're like, you know what? All of this is not, especially if you're not really seeing yourself getting married to this person. It's like if you're there for a good time, it's like nah, bro, that's long. No. So no, definitely I would never see it as intimidating. It's too much of an investment. It's not intimidating.
So now I've gone right into the DM to read the second part of the question. Umbuzo wesibili, is there anything men find intimidating emfazini, like education, characteristics? I assume this includes money and stuff like that. Is there anything that you find intimidating in a woman, Tabo?
Actually, you know what? It's funny that you say that because there's a tweet that I bookmarked because I wanted to discuss it once. Because there's a thing that women like say a lot on the TL, and so I found the tweet. The chick says, "One thing I noticed, gents don't want to go with brains too much. There's this sentiment that men don't like an independent woman, men don't like a woman that doesn't submit. Men don't like a woman with her own money. Like it's like, oh, once you have your own money, men don't know how to act, type of thing. Like they don't know how to handle you." When you show that you don't need them. And I think, personally, those ones who carry that attitude, in my experience, those are the easiest ones to dribble, firstly. Those are the ones that they once you come in with that attitude, once you come in hot like that, I'm like Popeye, straight, like immediately, because those ones will get closed quick, and not that I'm in the business of closing ads, but like this is just stories, I'm just talking things that I've seen and heard. But yeah, like I think it's one of those things where I don't know. Again, I'm not comfortable with the term intimidate. I just think at the end of the day, one thing I know about guys is that we like to keep things simple.
Okay.
When you start presenting problem, I don't even think problems is the right word, but when you're not, for lack of a better term, straightforward. You know what I mean? Like where it's not just kind of, okay, cool, this is what we're getting into, this is what we're going to do. And, if you're just going to have ngani all the time, it's like stress. Yeah. Life is already stressful, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have umuntu more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. I just want someone who's going to make my life easy. I want someone who's going to add to my life in a positive way and make it a much more, memorable experience. That's what you're looking for. And then sometimes you might find a hand who come in with a chip on her shoulder because she's got something to prove. With no, me, I'm intelligent, or no, I've got my own money, I'm a bad bitch. Like, okay, cool, yes, you're a bad bitch, great, fantastic. Yeah. So okay, how do we now move forward? Can we have fun? You know what I mean? Can we enjoy life? Can we relationship? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's those things where, I guess some of that is coming off as, they're intimidated. But I just think personally, and I could be wrong, right? But I just see it more as, for me personally, I'll speak for myself. I like things umuntu or simple. I like umuntu straightforward. Yeah. I don't like problems.
I'm very attracted to kindness, actually. So yeah, when, and I think a lot of people, because maybe on social media or their past experiences, they felt like they have to put up a strong front, which can at times come across as aggressive and snappy and mean. Now, it's not that it's intimidating, it's just not attractive. Like, a guy may not be intimidated by your personality, he just might not like it. A guy may not, like, if you're going to maybe go on a date, for example, and you're going to whine about, oh yes, I've done this, I've achieved this, I've done that. I'm amazing, I'm the strong, independent woman. But there's nothing about your personality. You get what I mean, right? Because ultimately people are attracted to you, not your achievements. They can look at your achievements as a reference point to be like, oh, okay, she looks like she's pretty cool. But if you're going to bank on that and use that as sort of a platform to, I don't know, not market yourself, but how you relate to other people, some people just might not find it attractive, and they'll just be like, no. Not necessarily intimidating, just like, nah. But I will say, there are certain guys who feel slightly emasculated when a woman earns more, when a woman is taller, when a woman is this and that. Yeah. I personally don't think any of that stuff matters, but some guys are some guys.
Yeah, no, there genuinely are guys who have a problem, right? So this is not to say, that for that question, that doesn't exist. There genuinely are guys who have a problem if your partner or if the chick earns, $5,000 and he earns, $2,000 or $3,000. To him, that's a very big problem, because a lot of, especially the way, let's say African relationships are structured. The man is the provider. And, you are the one who's the decider as well. You're the one who runs the show. You decide, this is what we're buying, or this is where we're living, or this is what we're doing. But then now if the chick has the brunt of the money, then it's kind of like the family dynamic, right? Ole Mali is the one who speaks in the family meeting. The one with all the cash. Your Bali walks in because your Bali is Mr. Moneybags Moyo. You know what I mean? Everybody else, the meeting doesn't start until Sena's dad shows up to the meeting. You know what I mean? Like that. Exactly. So now, if the hand is you feel emasculated already. She's not doing anything, right, to emasculate you. But you already feel that because it's like, you're like, oh, okay, let's move into Santon or whatever. and then it's like, but you don't have certain money, but like, she's got certain money, and it's like, but you have to check with her, does she want to spend that much money in certain? What if she's like, no, me, I want to live in, I don't know, Midrand. Then it's like she wants to live in Midrand because she's the one who's going to keep her the most money. So those type of things, like happen. But I think, like you said, I think what resonated with me when you mentioned with kindness. I love someone who is kind, has that in them to be kind. And for me, a big thing is like, hey, listen, if you're funny, bro, like, if you can make me laugh, laughter is such a medicine, and it's just, I want to laugh. There's so much shit that happens in life that's wrong and fucked up. I want to laugh as much as I can. That's just the guy that I am. I want to make everything, as happy a moment as possible. And if you can make me laugh intentionally, unintentionally, that is big. So Uti, when you're coming with money or whatever, like, so I'll talk, like, for my partner, she's extremely intelligent, very, very intelligent, very, very successful, and for me, the only thing is that the only problem with intelligent people is that you're rarely ever wrong. So now trying to convince a smart person that they're wrong,
Mission Impossible thing.
That is where a lot of the fights stem from. Where it's like, listen, I'm like, listen, chief, I'm also intelligent, right? So Lapa, it's a battle of, if you lose, essentially the person who lost is us. And I'm like, nah, I'm not taking that L. And she's like, nah, I'm not taking that L.
So
you know
now
what I mean?
an
So
impasse.
then we get into sort of this, we get into this childish back and forth where it's like, now it's just seal off for the sake of, I want the W. You know what I mean? So those type of things happen. But again, that's life. That's just kind of, those are the personalities that we have. But at the core of it, I think for most gens, it's not intimate. Like, I remember some years ago, I met this Han, bumped into this Han, right? We didn't have a relationship or anything like that. I just randomly met her at a braai. And this is her meeting me for the first time, sir. First time, like, you touch her to a braai and you just meet someone. And she goes, so I'm like, hey, what's up, so-and-so? She's like, hey, what's up? I just want you to know that personally, I am, a champagne girl. So before you waste my time, I want you to understand that. I'm there like, how? I'm like, okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm just literally there like, got you in a CCE. She'll, me, I'm a champagne girl. And then I won't, in case there's a chance that she listens to the podcast, so I would, look at it, say what she said in terms of her major. But I'd be like, so she was like, yeah, I'm an engineering major, for example. It was a technical degree. So she's like, oh, I'm an engineering major. I'm super successful. Okay. And I'm just like, Senna, I've just met you, bro. I've just met you. And I'm not even checking for you. You know what I mean? That's another thing. Like, I'm not trying to hit on you, whatever. I'm not even checking for you. And you're giving me this. This is your 2-minute spiel. And I was just like, immediately, I was like, Klima. I was like, okay, cool.
I saw, funny enough,
and I was like, nah.
I saw a screenshot on Twitter where this guy who, I think he texted some girl shooting. I think he was shooting his shot or sliding into DMs, and he said hi, full stop, right? And then this girl replied with a paragraph of, hey, state what you want. Hey, what does hi mean? Can you like... and some of these things, they come across on Twitter and social media as edgy and cool. They're very off-putting. And to be honest, there's often like being kind or responding to someone in a friendly manner is not difficult, guys. Like, or when you think that you're edgy and people are intimidated by your success and your confidence. No, at times it's not confidence, it's rudeness, which you have now told yourself because over and
lack of self-awareness,
overinflated,
exposing your insecurities,
over
like, come on, like,
or self-indulgence, whatever it is. You think that I'm cool, people are just intimidated by me. No, people may just not like your energy.
Life is all about energies, bro. Like, if your energy is wrong, I don't have any problems leaving you the fuck alone, bro. Like,
he couldn't handle me.
Come on.
We were talking for a while, and I don't know what it is about men these days. Like, they're just not... I just need a guy who can, like, handle me. Like, guys these days are just intimidated. Like, awe kwamadota guys. Hey, indota Nkosi yami.
Indota must.
So yeah.
You know, this reminds me of one time we were at Groove at 2 weeks ago, and it was Amapiano Adam. So one of the songs started to play. I don't know which one it was. So I started dancing, losing my mind, and then baby came and grabbed my hand, and she was like, "Indota mustn't." Indota mustn't dance. Anytime I'd get up and be like, "Hey," she's like, "Hey."
Of which we did say this on this podcast. How? But we said Indota must not be able to dance.
Yes, exactly.
Just to clarify, Indota can dance.
I suck.
But you must not be able to. Yes. Like when he's drunk and he's happy and all these things, he is allowed to. For the sake of his own entertainment and indulgence. What he can't do is now be able to as a fully circle and
for sure, pouncing cat, the balancing savannah on his head, then it's like they balega magot. But yeah, so it just reminded me of that. So were those
are the two questions from shout out to the listener. We give thanks. Thanks for trusting us with your stories and questions, guys. We really appreciate it. We don't take it lightly. That's it, Mr. Maps.
All right, I've got one more. So this gent was saying, Uguti, this is a funny question. So it's about why niggas get caught cheating, right? And a lot of the time, it's about them not deleting. Why do niggas not delete pictures, text messages, whatever evidence that ends up getting them caught in the first place? What do you think? Why is it that niggas just keep, these things on their phone, in their car, in whatever house, whatever?
Because it's their happy memories. Nah, like life child.
He said happy.
I legit think so. That's the only thing I can think of. The only reason I don't delete certain chats on my WhatsApp is just because I'm like, maybe they have some sentimental value.
That's actually a fantastic answer. So
it's like once you start deleting stuff, then it's gone. It's gone. Like you can't get it back.
It's gone.
Maybe on another day when you're feeling a bit, you might just want to go back to the day when you went with Mang to the beach and look at the pictures. You're like, oh hey, that was a nice day.
But that's actually a very good point. Like that one is a genuine point. I think also the other part is the schema could be niggas love a good trophy, like that accomplishment.
I did it. I want a reminder all the time that I did this thing.
I hooked up with so and so, and it's my personal trophy. You know what I mean? So if I delete these messages or images, then I'm deleting my trophies.
In a way, yes, there is that kind of self-absorbed vibe to it. I think I agree with you there. Where,
a little bit of narcissism,
I did that, that's me. Like, I'm proud of myself. A lot of people who genuinely cheat and they're not apologetic, you just want to make yourself feel good. Like, I did this. I just want a reminder to make myself feel, like I did the things. And usually it's not from a point of regret. It's just from a bit of a narcissist self, blowing up your ego type of thing.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that when that came up, I was like, but yeah, time niggas really don't be deleting shit, bro. And it's like, if you're sneaking around, being dubious like that would be the first thing. That's the
logical stuff, right?
To do. Make sure there's no trace. There's literally
think so.
No trace. You listen to Feeling Station, and the hand goes, bruh, I charged his phone, and it was just there. You know what I mean? Like not even would he know she went into this private folder and this and that, and she found his secret code. No, it was just there. Do
you think there's an element of maybe I don't know how to put this, of adrenaline and excitement that comes from having stuff but not being caught, but just having it. Like
Maybe,
that, like
maybe. I mean, that's
that vibe with you. You know, I could get caught at any moment in time, but I'm not. This is exciting.
yeah. I think absolutely there is that. There's that bit of excitement, like you said. I wouldn't disagree with you at all. But yeah,
Some women have started.
it was an interesting
Some
question.
women have started like to go deep into this trace and track thing. It's incredible. To the extent where they can call your tracking company for your car to see where you've been going. Yay, Tabo. When I say mhlabeni lapha bra, kunzima.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
kunzima boy. Kunzima. But yeah, siyabonga. You see, this is why we mustn't love our weeks, Mr.
Can you
Two
see?
and a- almost 2.5
Can you see
hours.
Wagwan? But that's all you.
Nah, man. I feel like it just flew by. I mean, we saw.
Yeah,
it
just
coming.
from when we're
There
from when
there
we're
was a lot of
prepping, we're
shit.
just like, yeah, boy, here.
Yeah.
But always a
It's a
vibe.
long
Always a
thing.
vibe. Standard thing.
Yeah. No edits on this one. It's coming raw, unfiltered, uncensored. It's all coming.
coming
You know,
in
the
raw.
cheese boys came in. Nyoro. It's really one time.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Moore. It's been a good one, and to the listener, thank you for making it this far in the podcast. Because there's always these guys, like every time, like if they see it's 2 hours, over 2 hours, people get mad excited.
Right?
Oh, it's 2 hours. I'm like, guys, like I'm talking even wants
Like,
it to
bro,
be 3 hours.
yeah,
I'm talking,
you're
mad. I'm
insane.
not
I
doing
think it's
it.
slightly 3
Like,
hours during
that's
the
a
week.
lot.
What you think this is?
Bruh,
But
like,
the funny
Siyazama
thing
is
is,
right.
there's people who actually listen to it in parts. Like they'll work and then they'll do their thing, and then they'll listen to the podcast, and then they'll stop, and then they'll pick up later on, which is also cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing that as well with other podcasts. Like I'll be like, okay, cool. I've got 2 hours here, so today I'll listen. I'll get through probably an hour, and then leave it, and then like because there's nothing more annoying than binging your favorite podcast, and then you're like, shit, and I need to wait till next week. You know what I mean? It's like So yeah, this is a little something for you guys.
This is Tabo's apology for
30 minutes
missing
daily.
for missing last week.
There you go. This is my I'm sorry for not being there for the 6 Foot Weights community. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We had very, very, it went constructive, nonsense and all of that, which is what we do here.
I
at
finished
6
the
Foot
castle
Weights.
lights.
It's our thing. And what's
Guys,
your
beer
final
is
verdict?
overrated. There's no need to drink this thing. Chanan lako.
I'm shocked you finished them, bro. Like I may have stopped after.
No, I was
like,
inspired.
second
After I
try,
spoke to
like,
Mtobo last
nope.
week, he said you must finish
You
what
know.
you start.
Press on. Yeah. All right, guys. As you know, like the thing, retweet the thing, subscribe to the thing. Otherwise, we are we are inclined to assume that you are a hater. Mr. Moyo.
Laters.
Later.